The House just passed a major piece of legislation on Friday banning assault weapons for the first time in almost 20 years. Now, let's be clear about this. This ban is not likely to become law, and you can thank the Republicans in the Senate for that. But my next guest, the House Oversight Committee Chairwoman Carolyn Maloney, is still applauding this moment, saying the House Democrats have, quote, taken the common sense step to keep these dangerous weapons of war out of our communities. Now, earlier this week, the Oversight Committee actually grilled the CEOs of some of the leading assault weapons manufacturers in the U.S. Watch.
Will you accept personal responsibility for your company's role in this tragedy and apologize to the families of Uvalde?
These acts are committed by murderers. The murderers are responsible.
Reclaiming my client.
Also this week, the committee released the findings of an investigation that found gun manufacturers made more than $1 billion from selling assault-style weapons just in the past decade. Joining me now is Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, the chair of the House Oversight Committee. Chairwoman, it's great to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with the House passing that bill banning assault-style weapons. How do you message on a bill like this, given Senate Republicans are going to block it?
Well, you have to start someplace, and at least we have them on record how they voted. And I hope they put them on record in the Senate, because we're going into the midterm elections and the voters should hold people responsible. Because of the terrible amount of massive gun, and we stand alone. Other countries don't have this problem of mass shootings. Because of we had over 45,000 people shot in America in 2020. No other country has that. And no other country hasn't. Most countries act and pass a number of bills to make their country safer. But this country needs to act, and I think we should hold everybody accountable. 70% of Americans want the assault weapon ban to pass, and we need to do more.
You, as we played in that clip, you held a hearing this week with gun manufacturers, their CEOs, the leaders of that industry. What did you learn from them? What was the big takeaway? I mean, what is that the American public should know about this hearing that you held this week?
Well, I think the American people should know that a record number of Americans are dying from gun violence, while these gun manufacturers reap record profits and are not taking any responsibility. We had many survivors and families that had lost loved ones. They all asked the same question. Are you going to track what your deadly weapons are doing? And they all said, no, it's not our responsibility. So I believe that Congress has to press for reforms to hold them accountable.
During your committee's hearing, you said that you intended to issue a document subpoena to Smith & Wesson after the company's CEO refused to testify about the company's sales and marketing of assault weapons. Has that been issued, and why do you want to subpoena that?
Because we requested documents that he failed to give us. We need the documents. He also said he would testify, and every time we changed the date for him to testify, he said he wasn't going to testify. So we want to hear his explanations also. We also revealed from the hearing that these gun manufacturers have business practices that are dangerous, exploitive, and reckless. They particularly aggressively market tactics to appeal to young people, to extremists, and they also finance them completely for them with no money down. So there are marketing practices that they push the military uses for assault, and they target young men's insecurities, and these marketing practices are bad too. But mainly we want them to start tracking the results of where their guns are used, the number of people that are killed, and what steps they can take to make life better. The automobile industry tracks every single accident and then comes forward with ideas to make a car safer. We should do the same thing with guns.
Where does the effort for gun control or gun reform go from here, given the fact that it's not going to pass in the Senate? Do you plan to hold more hearings on gun violence?
Yes, absolutely. And we need people like you to keep a focus on it. We have to, we finally got the assault weapons ban passed because of the outrage across this country after Uvalde and Buffalo that killed so many innocent people. We know, unlike many issues we don't know the answer to, we know the answer to this. All of us have many sensible gun safety bills that we could pass to make our country safer, and we need to do that. And we need to stay on the case.
Allow me to switch gears for a moment, if I can, Congresswoman. You and Congressman Benny Thompson sent a letter to the DHS Inspector General calling for a new Inspector General to lead the investigation into the deleted Secret Service text messages around January the 6th. Walk me through how you came to that decision and to make that call.
Well, we have called for him to step down. We have lost confidence in him. It is by law, he is required to report to Congress and to agencies if he sees anything that is a problem. And I would say it is a great problem when the Secret Service erased the text from January 6th. Then we have found out that many people were initiating an investigation of why this happened. He halted the investigation. Why? This is not the first time that we have questioned his leadership and his honesty and his ability to get the job done. And now we're hearing from other whistleblowers more information, which I cannot discuss right now.